Today, I welcome you in this new session in which I'll be talking about performing arts. So, basically, this is a continuation of the last lecture in which I talked about the fine arts and the performing arts with special reference to painting, folk arts, and music. But this session is whole solely dedicated to dance forms. So, now you know that how dance form you can see the vitality and the importance how dance form is basically only dedicated to this session. So the overview of the session would be that you will understand the whole concept of performing art, the significance of art as a form of self-expression, how it is used as a communication and a key component of cultural preservation. Then lastly, you'll be able to identify and categorize all the various types of performing arts, especially with special reference to classical dances and folk dances of India. So let's begin. So this is just a quick recap of what I talked about in the last lecture of the performing art. So I talked about how the traditional Indian paintings and performing arts are deeply linked with the expression of rasas, right? Meaning essence. It's a taste. And the whole rasas are basically, categorized, or traditionally they are categorized into nine distinct rasas which evoke different emotions. So we have laughter, we have love, we have sorrow, we have anger. There are some different rasas for heroism, for terror and fear, for disgust, for wonder and surprise, and lastly for peace and tranquility. Okay, so with this backdrop, now let's begin our session with dance. Now, dance is one of the most ancient and expressive forms of performing arts, with blending movement, the rhythm, the music, and motion all in a single art form. And this is a very powerful medium in which the human expressions, they communicate their ideas, the stories, and feelings without even uttering a word. So you see the graceful gestures, the coordinated movements, and the expressive body language, all that amounts to it's like a visual poetry, right? So across the world and within India, diverse traditions, we find that dance not only serves as an entertainment, but as a reflection of social customs, rituals, and values. And you will see in a little while. Okay. So look at the historical roots of dance. Now, in India, we find that dance has a very rich, vital traditions, which dates back to ancient times. So all the excavation and the inscription, the chronicles, we'll find that the kings and the artists, they all basically they valued, different artistic expression in the form of painting of different period, and also the myth and the legend also supports that the dance had a very significant place in the religious, the social life of Indian people. So, earliest reference could be in the Vedas, where dance and music are linked to spiritual and ritual expression. Then, more continuous and detailed accounts of dance emerged in the epics, like various Puranas, and the extensive work of the Sanskrit drama, the poetic works such as Nataka, drama, and Kavya, that is the poetry. And the significant, if you want to look into the significant milestone in this particular tradition, it was the development of classical Sanskrit drama, which combined spoken dialogue, gestures, meme, and stylized, you can say, movements and music. So it was a holistic art form that laid the foundation for Indian classical dance. So if you look from around 12th to 19th century, this was the where regional music plays known as the Sangeet Nataka flourished across India. And these rich, you can say, theatrical traditions, they played a crucial role in shaping the contemporary classical dance form that we recognize today. Okay. So the archaeologist discoveries, these are the classical archaeologist discovery. This is the notable, you must have studied in your social studies also. This is the notable dance form of a bronze girl dancing statuette from Mohenjo-daro and a broken torso from Harappa. They are both suggestive of dance postures, right? So the Harappan torso in particular is seen as a forerunner of the iconic Nataraja pose, which is symbolizing Lord Shiva as the cosmic dancer. Then coming to the foundation of performing Indian performing arts, so we have um, Natyashastra, that is by Bharata Munni, is the earliest and the most authoritative treatise on Indian dance. It's on music and it's on drama. Basically, it serves as a source book of performing arts in India. And if you look in it has been dated around 2nd century BCE and 2nd century CE. So Natya Sastra, you can say it has drawn elements from 4 Vedas. So we have words from Rig Vedas, music from Samaveda, gestures and movements from Vayurveda, and emotions and rasas from Atharva Veda. Okay. Now coming to the aspects and elements of Indian classical dance. Now, according to Natya Sastra, Indian classical dance is built on 2 foundation aspects. Now, what are those foundation? First is Tandwa, which is the masculine aspect. It is more bold, dynamic, powerful, and rigorous kind in nature. And the Lasya is the feminine aspect, very delicate, graceful, expressive, and gentle type. Okay, so these are the 2 foundation. And if you talk in terms of the art of expression, which is the term Abhinaya, so we have the 4 key components. We have the Angika, that is the physical gestures using body and limb. We have Vasika, that is verbal expression through song, speech, and recitation. We have Aharya, that is the costumes, the ornament, and the visual experience. And then we have Satvika, that is the internal emotions and mood that reflects in your facial expression and in your body language. So these are the 4, you can say, the art of expression. So if you look into the 3 core elements of dance in the classical Indian dance, they're made of 3 primary components. We have Natya, that is the dramatic element, right? Like the storytelling, it's an acting, which is you can relate it with today's Kathakali, the dance drama, right? Then we have the nritya, that is the expressive aspect, where movements convey a theme or emotions, which is often accompanied by lyrics. And the 3rd primary component is nrita, which is the pure dance elements. So which is consist of, the rhythmic, the decorative movement without narrative or emotional content. So coming back to Navarasa, that is the Navarasas, that are the 9 emotions, that is the Sringara, love, Hasya, laughter, Karuna, compassion, Vera, heroism, Rodra, that is anger, and then Bhayanaka, that is fear, then Bibhatsa, that is disgust, Adbhuta, wonder, and Santa, that is peace and tranquility. So in India, we can if we talk about classical dance form, these are the 8 classic dance forms. So we'll be looking into one by one and its important characteristics, right? So we have Bharatanatyam, which originated from Tamil Nadu, the oldest form of contemporary classic dancing. Over 2000 years, you can see the roots, the genesis of Indian legends here. And it's made of 2 words, Bharata and Natyam. Natyam in Sanskrit word means dance, and Bharata is basically a mnemonic for Bha, Ra, and Ta, right? So which means Bhava, that is emotion and feelings, Raga, that is melody, Tala, that is the rhythm. Okay. Next is Kathakali. It is a dance drama, belongs to ancient Kerala. It's a classical form. Katha meaning story, right? And Kali stands for dance. So it's symbolizing a blending of the Aryan Dravidian culture at that time. So Kathakali is remarkable in the sense that it has the representation of the rasas through the movement or extraordinary movements of the eyes and the eyebrow. Then comes a sensual and very lyrical Odyssey, dance of love and passion, touching on the divine and the human, and the sublime and the mundane as well. So if you look in the archaeological evidence, we do find dating back to 2nd century, even in the caves of Udayagiri near Bhuvaneshwar, we found that Odyssey closely follows the tenet which is laid down by Natyashastra. Okay, this is how it's a sensual and very lyrical Odyssey dance. Then coming to the Manipuri dance. The Manipuri dance, it incorporates both Tandwa and Lasya, right? And ranges most from a rigorous masculine to the subdued and the gentle form of feminine dancing. So great, grace and divinity and a seamless, majestic are the characteristic of this particular dance. And we find this particular dance also has a very different a very attractive dance costume, which is worn by female dancer, that is in the form of patloi. Then Kuchipudi, it derives its name from the village Kuchilapuram, which is a classical dance form of Andhra Pradesh. And this basically grew from, you can say, the product of the Bhakti devotion movement in the 7th century CE. So Kuchipudi, we find that still has a very strong ties to the dance and the drama tradition. So it combines the element of speech, meme, and dance form. And the music used in Kuchipudi is the classical Carnatic music. Then coming to Mohiniyatam, which is literally interpreted as the dance of Mohini, right? And and Mohini is the celestial enchantress of the Hindu mythology, and it is a classical solo form of Kerala dance. So it's a fusion of Kathakali and Bharatanatyam as well. So Mohini meaning the maiden who charms the onlooker, the Atam, through her dance. So here also the expressions and the facial expressions and the dance movements are more of lasya, feminine type, and this art form denotes the element of air here, right? And of course, it's deriving the vocal music is it's derived from the Carnatic music because it's from the south. Then Kathak dance, which is originally from UP, it's a combination of music, dance, and narrative. So it's from the Sanskrit word, if you look Kathak, meaning the story, right? And basically this dance form, it traces its origin to the nomadic bards of ancient northern India, that is Kathakars or storytellers. And there are four major schools which are known as the Gharanas of the Kathak. So first we have Lucknow Gharana, which was the main court of Nawab Wajid Ali, the ruler of Awadh. And you can see the vocal composition here, the dance movement and the emotive vocal composition in the form of Thumuris, Dadra, Huris, and Abhinaya, that is the expression acting. And the creative improvisations are the hallmark of this particular style. Then comes the Jaipur Gharana, which is the court of Kachachwa kings of Jaipur in Rajasthan. So the importance is placed on more technical aspect of dance, such as complex and powerful footwork, multiple spins, and complicated composition in different talas. Then we have Banaras Gharana, which was developed by Janaki Prasad, and it is characterized by the exclusive use of natwari and dance bowl, which are different from the tabla and the pakhawaj bowls. So you see the difference in the thaat and the thaatkar and the chakkars that are kept at the minimum, but they're also taken at both, right and left hand side with equal confidence. Then the last is the Raighar Gharana. It is developed under the patronage of Raja Chakradhar Singh, and it lays emphasis on percussion music. Then lastly, we see Satriya dance, which was introduced in the 15th century by a saint, Vaishnava saint, who was a reformer of Assam, Mahapurusha Sankara Deva, as a powerful medium of propagation of Vaishnava faith. So you see, conventionally, first this dance was performed by a monk, a male monk, which was known as the bhogots in monasteries. But now this dance is also performed by women and men also. Now they're combined as a musical composition called borgeets, and which are usually based on the classical ragas. And the dress is very typical Assam, as the silk you can see in the image also. It's a silk that are worn and produced in Assam, woven with a very meticulous design. So this was all about the classical dance, the 8 classical dance of India. Now coming to the folk dance. Now folk dance is different. Folk dance, we can say the tribal dance, which vary with, with a lot of joyous celebration on harvest, on childbirth, on marriage. So it's a ritualistic performance. So it could be the dance performing with some act, balancing act like water filled pitchers, fire act, or knife juggling, and so on, right? And the costumes are very vibrant and very elaborate, and both men and women, they wear extensive jewelry, and they all, both of them dance together. So singing by the dancers is a very common feature in these performances. And usually drums are also used, because drums, they create a lot of energetic and expressive dances, and these are, they provide the backdrop of the music for the folk dance. So now if you look at the folk dance of Uttar Pradesh, these are the different list of folk dance. Like we have Ras Leela, we have Ram Leela, Khayal, Nautanki, Nakal, Swang, Dadra, and Chakrakula dance. These are the different dance forms, and they have originated in UP and from different places in UP, right? And some dances are very common. For example, in UP and Bihar, Nautanki is very common. It's a theatre popular, and it is based on romantic tales and mythology of local heroes, right? Then Nakul also is very common of Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. It's also centered around storyteller who narrates plays focused on common people. Other than that, of course, like which is based on the childhood, adolescence, and early youth of Lord Krishna, we have Ras Leela, Ram Leela, which is a dance drama which is based on Ramayana, right? Then moving forward, let's look into the folk dance of Rajasthan. I'm sure most of you must have seen this particular pictures of Ghumar dance, a popular dance in which, this twirling motions that, and it's also performed by Bhil tribe, right? Then you have Gwari dance, which is also a dance drama of Bhil tribe. Drum dance, like I said, drum is the main, the beat, the beat large drums, or the which is accompanied by dancers who are also holding cymbals and everything around, and making lot of loud noise and loud and energetic noise for them to dance. Then comes fire dance, which is also performed by Jasnathis of Bikaner and Churu district. You can see it here. So these are some kind of a very talent oriented dance. It's all about balance, it's all about perfection and coordination here. Then we have Chari dance, a dance celebrated which women's joys when they find water after a very long journey to fetch it. And Katputli dance, this is the puppet kind of a dance which narrates the real life stories of heroes traveling from villages to villages. Very common in Rajasthan. Then you have folk dances of Kashmir like Natyashastra, right? It is around 300, 400 year old. It's a theatrical. It is of Kashmiri folk theatre, combined play, dance, and satire. Then we have Dhumbal dance, which is also by colorful robe men. They wear, colorful robes and subdued with beads and shells. Then we have Khud dance, which is also performed in Jammu region in the rainy seasons. So with the swaying and sinuous movements, and the men and women and children all are gathering around a bonfire for a night-long celebration. Then we have folk dance of Arunachal Pradesh. We have the Wanchu dance, which is performed by the Wanchu tribe on special occasions like festivals and ceremonies. We have Kamti dance, we have Bhuiya dance, we have Punuk dance. So these are all the traditional dances of different tribal people of Arunachal Pradesh. Then we have folk dance of Haryana, we have Pag dance, and we have Dhamal dance, which is popular in Gurgaon and it's exclusively by men of Ahir community. This dance marks the readiness of the crop for harvest. So you can see here the common features, just a reason to celebrate and wearing such vibrant clothes, and the whole community is engaged in the dancing, the men, the women, and the children, and their attire is very, very traditional, very vibrant also. Then, of course, how can we forget the folk dance of Punjab? Everybody loves that the Bhangra dance and the Jhumar dance, the Ludi dance and the Dhumal dance and the Kikli dance. So all these dances, we find this is an expression of ecstasy, of joy, which is performed during, melas and weddings and other celebrations, and especially during the harvest season also. So with the drums and the loud noise, so basically, it creates the rhythm. So even if you're not a good dancer, just the rhythm and just the sound, it gets you started, right? It gets you right on the toes. So And Kikli's dance is a very playful dance. It's akin to a sport popular among the young girls. It is performed in pairs and which involves very lively spinning and hand movements. Then folk dance of Maharashtra, you have the Masha, we have Lavani, which is also traditional dance and song which is performed to the beats of dholak. Here, women they are dressed up in 9 yard saris and they whirl to the rhythmic tunes, showcasing very gracefully the energy. Then we have Koli dance, we have Povadas, which are also the ballad, Marathi ballads, you can say, that recounts the life of Shivaji Marathi, celebrating the heroic deeds of the legendary Maratha leader. Then coming to the folk dance of Odisha, we have Pala. It's a traditional performance associated with the cult of Satyapir. Then we have Daskathia. This is also like a katha, which refers to a wooden piece used for rhythmic prayers. Then we have Dandanata, which is performed during the festival when there's a full moon, and this is where they perform. So they're dancing to seek blessing from Lord Shiva for health, for prosperity, and for peace. Then we have Bharat Leela, a very colorful folk dance that dramatize stories from epics and especially popular in Jangam district. Then we have Dhyodhani dance. It's a solo, so it is sometimes solo or a group dance which is performed by 3 to 4 women during the worship of Devi Manasa or Maroi, right? So they're typically showcasing their devotion as well. Then we have folk dance of Gujarat in the form of Garba dance, right? The Navratri is celebrating Shakti Puja and the goddess. So the dances, they move in circle, clapping rhythmically for 9 nights of festival celebration. We have Dandiya dance, the stick dance, right? So Dandiyas perform in groups with dancers, and the stick is basically a symbol for Durga's sword. Then we have Bhavai dance. It's a dramatic emotional dance which is performed as a continuous night-long performance in open spaces. So it's purely entertainment for the audience. Then we have Tipani dance, a dance that reflects community life and its functional aspect, typically performed during weddings to celebrate that occasions. So you see, I mean, I it just does not end here. These are the only a few dances that I could, conceptualize in this particular time period. So now I had to, like categorize the other set of folk dance by labeling them as other folk dance, because to give due representation of all the states. So in Munch dance is from the Malwa district, the whole Malwa region of Madhya Pradesh. So it's a stage or a place of performance as an indigenous distinct folk form. Then we have Maibi dance, which is performed during the celebration festival of Lai Harauba, and that is the annual ritual festival of mighty Manipuris living in the valley of Manipur. Then we have Chirau dance in Mizoram. It's a bamboo dance, right? So the dance is one of very colorful, very distinct dance of the Mizos. Then Bihu dance of Assam. This also features the folk dance of Assam, which is enjoyed in all the section of the society. It is most popular and you can say very colorful folk dance of Assam. Then Padiyani dance of Kerala. This is also a very traditional festival that is celebrated here. So it's highlight with the display of large masks called kolams, and it represents Bhairavi, Kali, Kalan, god of death, Yakshi fairy, and Pakshi bird. Then also we have Kumi. Now, Kumi is a very popular dance in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and it is performed primarily by Tamil women in circles, right? So, here the dance involves rhythmic clapping and may vary in complexity as well. So, it is often accompanied by Kumi songs, and it's typically performed during different festivals. So, the dance is also practiced by Tamils in Sri Lanka and has become a notable, you can say, part and parcel of the modern Kutiyotam, you can say, festivities as well. So you see all that rich folk dance and the common features just by going through the images and the descriptions that I've given you. So now we are able to conclude something so magnificent, so something so um, powerfully, you can say, with full of amazement, the whole aspect of Indian tradition. So just beyond aesthetic, if you look, art is nurturing something, which is emotionally healing, We find that through all these different dances. It is morally very sensitive, and it is also enhancing spiritual growth. So it's fostering creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking as well for personal and societal development. So to conclude, now, if you see, now this is the very, I have captured this, and the source of the image is given here, and you can see it for all the different places where the famous dances are coming from, right? So, Indian traditions and the folk dance are the living expression of the nation's cultural soul, where rhythm, movement, and emotion all unite to tell a story. It tells a story of faith, it tells a story of community and heritage. All these art forms, they form beautifully, they blend, like I said, about creativity, spirituality, and connecting generations and generations, and celebrating the harmony between tradition and innovations. So, in a sense, Indian dance is just not merely a performance. We just saw that, right? It is a celebration of life, embodying the whole beauty, the diversity, and enduring spirit of our culture. So I hope you liked this session, in which was purely dedicated to the performing arts, that is dance. These are the references that help me to make the slides and the links. These are the different books that you can refer to, which can help you to have a better understanding about the performing art, and with special reference to dance. Okay. So thank you all for your patience listening, and I'll be meeting you again with yet another a very interesting topic, and we'll be delving back into our Indian tradition, into Indian ethos, and exploring different facet of our culture. So till I meet you again next time, take good care of yourself and have a good day. Thank you.